Hey, everybody. How are you? We are live now. Apologize.
Welcome to the Poop Show.
Yeah, those of you that were waiting, we are live here at Natalie's Seafood Kitchen in Fallston. I apologize for all the delay and everything you had to wait for. I know you've been sitting there anxiously saying, man, I haven't seen Mickey and Matt all day, and this is going to kill me. So, people, welcome to the show. What a day. Brought to us by Barnes Paving, B-A-R-N-E-S paving.com. Wonderful company right here in Hartford County. Give them a call. They are MHIC and accredited with the Better Business Bureau. Just amazing people there. BarnesPaving.com, B-A-R-N-E-S paving.com. Matt, how are you?
I'm doing great. We're here at Natalie's in Fallston. This is one of our new sponsors. We're going to be here every Friday night. And let's just bring him right in because without him,
we might not, the reason we're on the air.
We might not be on the air right now. Howie from Ballyhoo, welcome, my friend.
What's up, guys?
Good to see you, pal.
Good to see you guys, man.
Now, Howie and I go way back.
I know.
Howie is one of the bands I first started playing when I first took over Noise in the Basement on 90 Rock.
I'll tell you a funny story. So when I was doing the night show, and Kim Stuczynski, remember Kim?
Yeah.
Kimmy Stu was our producer.
Diehard Ballyhoo fan.
She comes up to me one day and she goes, hey, I have a band I want you to check out. And I go, okay, what are they like? And she goes, well, they're kind of like punk rock, and they have a little bit of ska, and they have like rock. And I go, I love them. What are they called? And she goes, Ballyhoo. And Howie, I am ashamed to say, I have only seen your band one time, and I thought it was incredible. It was so much fun, man.
Thanks, man.
And, this is how long has the band been together now?
I'm afraid to say it. No, it's 30 years.
Well, you know what's wild, man?
Really, buddy?
I saw you post a picture on Facebook the other day of your first show.
Yeah.
And where was it? Was that a high school where you guys played?
High school.
And what year was that?
Yeah, 1990.
Not to date you.
It was March 1st, 1996 was the first show.
Okay.
Yeah,
How old were you, bro?
I was 15.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And I think that's when I got my first Ballyhoo CD from you. Your first demo in 96. I think it was from 96.
Possibly, yeah.
Played you guys on Noise in the Basement. You guys were a huge part of the Baltimore scene, but now you guys are just touring the country and the world, right?
Yeah, the world now. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We're going to Japan in October.
That's amazing, man.
So, Howie, how tall were you? 6'3"?
6'6".
6'6".
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. You'll fit right in Japan. They'll never notice a thing while you're there.
I've heard.
So is this your first time to Asia at all?
Yeah. I've never been.
Do you have a base over there? Like, have you moved units, things,
Yeah. We get streams, man. We sold CDs back in the day, no, we get streams still. We actually have a pretty decent little, I don't know how big, but we get streams of like a couple thousand.
I got to ask you, man, are you doing Budokan?
Budokan, no.
What are the big your big cities that you play in now, man? Where do you get a lot of love around the country? I mean, I see shows that you guys do all over the country and you're packed everywhere, but where's it feel like it's home besides Baltimore for you guys?
It's like Florida, just in general.
Yeah.
But like St. Pete is like probably my favorite place to play.
Love St. Pete.
Janice Live.
Now, Howie, when you go to St. Pete to play, how many people are you drawing? Like, what kind of crowds are you doing?
I mean, the last time we did was 2,000.
What? That's
amazing.
It's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man. You know what's funny?
Last summer.
Everybody in town knows your band, but you've done an amazing job of kind of staying out of it, except for a couple times a year.
Yeah.
And it makes it really, really special for the older original fans. And I really want to congratulate you on that. I also think that is part of the reason for your longevity was that you didn't rely on the 695 tour to keep you guys, in houses and eating.
You couldn't, it's like we always had dreams of going out and doing the thing, like really doing it. And I know a ton of bands that just kind of stuck around Baltimore, maybe Delmarva,
Sure,
but that just wasn't enough for me. Like I knew, and a lot of those bands broke up, or they're just cover bands, which is fine. But for me, I wanted to be on the Rolling Stone cover. You know what I mean? I like Billy Joe Armstrong, Green Day, they're my guys. Like,
with you.
I learned everything from them, and I want to be like them. You know what I mean? Since I was a little kid, So
How old were you when like Dookie came out? Well, was that like 12, 13?
I was 13. It was the right age.
It's a perfect age for music, man. I mean, when I think back to me being 13, 14, 15, for me, I mean, I'm older, but you know, 1984 was an absolutely insane year for music.
Yeah, it was.
You know, you albums like Purple Rain, Rebel Yell, Billy Idol, Generation X. Like that was me.
Yeah.
And it's been a weird journey ever since, man. But that's such an influential age.
It is.
And when Green Day hit in the 90s, I mean, I was in love because I loved it the first time in the late 70s and early 80s, you know. Now when you're out, have you had kids come up to you like, man, you wanted to make me be in a band?
Dude, all the time.
It's crazy,
yeah,
right?
I had a girl come out in Omaha 2 weeks ago. She's like, hey, 16 years ago, this girl was in my belly, and you signed my belly, and this is her now.
Wow.
Like 16 years old. I'm like, oh my God,
that's so
weird.
cool.
I'll
man.
tell you a weird story.
Yeah.
I same kind of thing. I'm at a show, and she said, 22 years ago we had sex, and that's your daughter. I'm totally kidding. No, but that's a magnificent story, Howie.
Yeah, man. My merch guy, same thing. He's like, bro, you know, he's not like this anymore. He still loves us, but like right in the beginning, he was like super weird about it, like fangirly. He was just like, dude, I've known you guys since I was like 7. I'm like, dude, shut up. Like, what are you doing? You're like 30 now. What's happening? Like,
where's my shirts?
Yeah.
Now tell me something, man.
Small, medium, large, bro.
Coming up with Ballyhoo in the early days, the Rendezvous,
Yes.
Aberdeen. That was kind of home base for you guys in the early days, right?
This was.
Is that the first real club or bar that you guys played at in the beginning?
Actually, no. The first club we ever played at was the old Auto Bar.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was 17.
Wow.
And my brother was 15. And it was our first club show in Boston. We opened up for a band called Fat Kid. I don't know if you guys remember them or not, but like that. Anyway, they gave us beer. They gave us like a case of Coors Light.
Nice.
And my brother was like, all right, 15, you know? Like, what are you doing? Like, I didn't drink or anything, you know.
You looked older then. You guys look young now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly, right. Yeah.
But will you still go back and rock the Rendezvous? And what is that like for you guys now after?
Man. Well, I would. The Rendezvous actually burnt down.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh,
10
did it
years
really?
ago, yeah.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, burnt down like 10 years ago. And now there's a new brewery across the street from it, like right there. Fifth Company Brewing. I actually played there.
That's painful.
I played there once acoustic a couple years ago. And it's sort of a
Fifth Company?
Fifth Company,
yeah, I've been there. I did comedy there.
Oh, cool.
Good people, man.
Yeah, good people.
Yeah.
And it was a reunion of sorts. A rendezvous reunion of sorts, but not quite the same.
Yeah, I was going to ask you though, where do you like to come home and play now when you guys come home?
Honestly, man, like I like doing stuff and having you guys like at Coakley's. Every now and then I go back there and play just acoustic. If Margie needs somebody to come in,
Yeah.
But we love like playing the Wrecker in Towson, and we were doing Zen West for a while. It was really small, like we were doing like January, so it's like after Christmas and like low pressure. We'd sell it out. It's really small, and it'd just be like a fun punk rock show.
We're gonna do a Mickey Talk show.
Let's go.
Live concert, and I want you on it.
Let's
man.
go, dude.
I'm gonna use every bit of influence Matt and I have to make you guys do it.
I'm ready.
Howie, when man, I know your beautiful wife.
Oh yeah.
And I met your wonderful children today. One of the things I was friends with your wife before I obviously met you, but one of the things I've always had a great deal of respect for you about, you're a family man. I mean, you're a rock and roll star, dude, but you're a family guy, man. You dig your family, don't you?
I do, man.
Yeah.
I do.
I love that.
I like being home, dude.
Yeah.
I like being home.
I get you, man.
And it sucks. Like I was telling Matt earlier, like we used to play 250 shows a year.
Right.
There's 365 days in a year.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of time away.
Don't forget the travel days. You know what I mean? So it's like we used to do that like crazy when my son was a baby, and before that. But like once we got things started happening like early 2010s, and then by like mid 2010s, 2015ish, we were making some decent money. Nothing crazy. We're not rich or anything, but
it's like a blue collar job.
Exactly.
I got it, man.
Exactly. And it was enough to not have to play as many shows.
Right.
Like we could go back to like 170, 150. I think last year we did 94 shows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just the money's gotten better over the years, and rightfully so. and I get to be home more. I get to do things. His 13th birthday and then his 13th birthday was the first birthday I ever missed. I made it 13 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
like,
amazing, bro.
I
don't know what you feel like. Do you feel like the younger years were the tougher years to be away? Because you have FaceTime.
Yeah.
I was away for a little bit doing the hypnosis thing.
Yeah.
And my daughter was very young, and I was able to catch up with her for like a split second on FaceTime.
Yeah.
But at that age, she just, bye, Daddy. Thanks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you feel like you were able to keep in touch?
The next day they forget you're gone.
Yeah.
No, it's harder now because now they're all in their emotions. You know, like he just turned 15.
Oh.
My daughter is going to be 11 next month.
Yeah.
It blows
Fun
my mind.
times ahead,
Bro,
buddy.
I don't even want to think about it, man.
My daughter's now 22.
Wow.
I have a 21-year-old son and an 18-year-old son. And, it's, being an entertainer, man, you put that game face on in front of everyone all the time. Yeah. But when you're home, they just want you to be dad. And they couldn't give a rat's ass that you're a rock star. They couldn't give a rock ass you're a comedian.
Do your kids play? Do they play music?
They do. Yeah. Draven, he played drums for a long time, but then he just kind of stopped. Every now and then he'll get back on it.
Yeah.
My daughter would play drums a little bit. He plays guitar a little bit too. She sings really well. She dances,
Yeah.
Do you guys ever do anything together?
No, but like we did kind of jam once, kind of years ago, just messing around when they were really little. But I thought about having her like sing a song with me at some point. I think that'd be awesome.
It'd be beautiful, man.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Beautiful.
Yeah.
How did it start with you, man? As far as music goes, just learning an instrument, or
dude. No,
how old were you when you grabbed your first instrument?
Okay. So when I was 5, my mom and dad got me my little first acoustic, little nylon acoustic. But they tried to give me lessons. My dad said I would just like I didn't want to learn. I just want to jam. And I wasn't paying attention. And they took it. I was into Rat and Motley Crue, Poison, Cinderella, like
well done, son.
Skid
well
Row,
done.
Yeah. All those bands. It was mid-late 80s,
Yeah.
And so my parents took us. Our first show ever was Rat and Poison.
Wow, nice.
At I think it was the Baltimore Arena.
Now let me ask you.
Yeah.
Did your
Or maybe
parents
Capitol
go
Center.
and drag you along, or were they taking you?
Oh, they took us, bro.
Were they into
wanted
it?
to go?
They wanted to go.
Oh,
yeah.
we wanted to go. My parents wanted to go. My parents loved those bands.
Yeah.
And it was Capitol Center. Actually, now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
And we went. And I remember just watching. We were up on the. If you look at the stage, we're to the left, looking down, and it was like the lights and the smoke and just the loud guitars and drums. Everybody screaming out between the songs and singing along, and I was like taken by it.
You were how old at this point?
I was 6.
6.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
I saw
here.
Mel Torme when I was 6. I swear to God, this is no lie. They used to have the Italian festival on Rash Field at the Inner Harbor.
Yeah.
And I remember Mel Torme was performing the Silver Fox and like all my aunts, and it was hilarious. And I'm like 8 or 9, and I'm down there and I'm watching Mel Torme.
He was like, all right.
This is cool as
You know
hell.
what my first concert was?
What?
It was Sha Na Na.
Hey, man,
Parents took me there.
that ain't a bad deal.
Yeah.
Let's go, dude.
Yeah.
My first real concert, I think, was probably Elton John and Pat Benatar.
Oh, that's a good show.
And it was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're 10 and, Elton John was huge in those days.
Yeah.
And Pat Benatar was brand new.
Wow.
And and I remember Elton John. This was the coolest thing. I've never seen an act do this. The lights go down, the opening act's about to come on, and the spotlight comes on at the microphone. So you're just looking at a microphone, and then all of a sudden, Elton John was at it. And you're like, what happened to the opener? And then he goes, Baltimore, I'm coming out because I want your attention. This next lady is going to be huge, and I want you all to listen and go crazy like I was up here. Pat Benatar. And he walked off. And I thought, I didn't think that then.
Yeah, right.
But as an adult, I think, what a gesture from a headliner like that to tell everyone, shut up, pay attention.
That is cool.
Right. So that was kind of neat for me.
That is really cool. Yeah.
Real quick, we're going to tell everybody we're at Natalie Seafood in Fallston right now. Live, come out, join us on the Tiki Deck. If you're just joining us, Howi, lead singer from Ballyhoo, Maryland band, but they're out touring everywhere, all over the globe at this point.
Howie, did you guys ever do the either Warped or the Vans tour?
Yeah, we did. We did Warped Tour twice. We did it 2012 and 2016.
How is a tour like that?
Oh man, brutal, but like so awesome.
It is fun.
It's awesome. It's like The first time we did it in like a Sprinter van that was kind of built out with bunks and stuff. The second time we did it on a real tour bus, and it was much better. But dude, it was so fun. Just like being, I don't know, just like walking by bands that you're like, oh, that's like Good Charlotte, and like just high-fiving Benji and stuff. It was like that.
Yeah.
Who was a band that you absolutely adored, and then you met them and you were like, wow, they're even cooler, and it was better than I thought?
Green Day.
You did meet them.
I met him. Yeah, I met him. American Idiot Tour, Halloween night in DC. You guys remember Jen?
Yeah, of course.
Right,
Marino. Yeah.
She made me the 9th caller.
Yeah, of course. And, you know how many people
I'm sure not the first.
98th caller.
Just threw her under the bus, man.
Yeah.
But
she's fired.
That's why she got fired,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
No, so you got to go down.
You got to go down, and they did this like a this radio show, like pre-interview thing, and I got to meet them for like it's like a minute and a half, because there's like 100 people.
Sure.
There. And I gave Billy Joe like a bag of Ballyhoo stuff, like a CD and shirt, and sticker
Smart.
and stuff. Ballyhoo koozie, and I said, yeah, there's like koozie, and Trey Cool's like koozie, and he like puts his beer in it, like he's drinking out of it, and I see our band's logo. I'm like, this is awesome. And then they were just very nice. They were just very nice people. Billy was, I was like, dude, are you still like bringing people on to like play guitar and all this? And he's like, yeah. I was like, dude, I know every song. Like, I was freaking out, man. I was like, and he's like, yeah, if you make it up to the front, I'll pull you up, and he ended up pulling some kid up, it was fine.
Of course,
I was like 24 at the time, like a 10-year-old.
Like,
is that the dream tour for you?
Dude, that is the dream tour.
Yeah.
It's like,
Green Day.
I would love to go on tour. I have friends that have toured with them. A band called the Interrupters. Incredible ska punk band.
Yeah.
They've done a bunch of stuff with them now, and they said that they're just the nicest people ever. Like,
I got to interview Billy Joe very early on.
Cool.
I told Matt this story the other night. You'll flip out about this. I saw them before Dookie came out at the 8x10.
wow.
Do you remember the 8x10?
Yeah, I remember.
So my friend Justin was a bartender there, and they're doing sound check, and I think I was at Hammerjack's working at the time, and he called me up. No, it was after that. I'm sorry. No, it was there. And he called me and he said, hey, man, can you get out tonight for a little bit? I'm like, why? He goes, the Sex Pistols are playing here tonight. And I go, what? He goes, this band just sound checked. It's a 3-piece band. It's the most punk rock type thing I've ever seen.
Awesome.
I went over and saw them. There was 60 people there.
Wow.
Dude, it blew my mind. I had never seen 3 guys, punk rock, that tight, musically proficient like they were. Harmonies were insane. And you're just like, this is the evolution of punk rock.
One of the best live shows, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
oh my God, they have like, especially, it's just gotten better and better. My wife and I saw them last summer.
Yeah.
They are incredible, man. And they just did Coachella, They're just so much fun. Like, if you do like everything Billy asked you to do, get your hands up, scream, do this, do that. Like, you're gonna be tired.
You're exhausted after Green Day.
I might be too old for that show at this point.
No,
man.
I'm not me. I just won't do all the shit.
Yeah,
I'll do some of it.
Choose your battles,
I got to choose them.
No, I would love to see that show that you're talking about.
Oh my God, it was incredible. And
who were some? I'm sorry.
Please.
I was getting. Who are some of the bands that you've toured with now?
Oh man,
that we would know.
Yeah, like 311. Like they're good guys and always take care of us, and just great. Their fans are awesome. God, who else would go? I mean, like the Wailers, who have been out with them.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, we play with a bunch. It's kind of on the spot right now.
So you got all these guys on your.
They were good.
Yeah. You got all these guys on your speed dial now.
I got a few of them.
Yeah, that's pretty
Who's
cool,
the
man.
most famous person number you have?
Oh God, the number that I have?
I know mine. I want to ask you yours.
Oh, God,
most famous person's phone number.
Who do I have? No, honestly, probably Nick Hexum from 311.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah. Mine is Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah, that's right, dude. Yeah, you guys know each other from the comedy days,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, man.
That's cool.
Larry and I, I opened for him right before he became huge, about 25 times. And like you feel about Green Day, I feel about Larry. I mean, he's one of the greatest guys.
Yeah.
And just an incredible talent,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, when Green Day hit, what kind of music were you listening to and playing at that time?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I was into R&B, man. I was listening to like Boyz II Men, Shanice.
I get it.
Oh my God, TLC.
Yeah,
all that stuff.
You went through my "I'm an awkwardly white guy. Let me figure this out."
Exactly.
Bro.
Janet Jackson's album in like '91
or
'92.
Badass though.
Dude, even Madonna's record at that point was really good.
Yeah.
I just loved all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then my brother had gotten into Nirvana. And then I didn't get into Nirvana until Kurt died.
Yeah.
Which sucks, but now I love them,
I'm
so
on the fence with Nirvana.
Oh, really?
It's
like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot of pop in your background.
It is, yeah.
You write killer hooks, man.
Thank you. Dude, I
Do you
love Debbie
attribute
Gibson
that to your
back in the day and all that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I reach back to all that stuff.
Yeah.
My boys especially make fun of me because like when they were little, it was Social Distortion, AC/DC. Like it was a rock and roll show when they were in the car.
Yeah.
And when they got to be about 12, 13, I started showing them other stuff, right? Now, I've told Matt this. My 21-year-old son, he knows more about, dude, he's quoting like Al Green songs, like just the most amazing sort of R&B, rock. He loves the Beatles. Like I love that. Yeah, it's why, and like you, like me, I love everything.
Yeah.
But at the core of my soul, I'm a pop guy.
Yeah.
Write me a good hook, and you got me, dude.
That's it, man. That's it. All about the hooks. I like trying to write as big, catchy stuff as I can.
Yeah.
Do
you write it all?
Most of it. Yeah. Mostly. Yeah.
Music and lyrics.
Yeah. I'll just sit and work on stuff because I work every day on stuff.
Sure.
I'm always when I'm home. I'm in the studio. I'm just doing stuff, and I'll send stuff to the guys like, hey, here's this, and every now and then it'll be like all right, well, I'm going to change the bass line here, or maybe we'll do something different with the drums or whatever. But
you write it and they help arrange it a lot of times. Is that kind of it?
Yeah, here and there. Yeah. Like if somebody feels like playing a different bass line or something or a different drum line,
you'll hear it out.
Yeah, it's not that big a deal. Sometimes though, it's like as a songwriter, especially if I've been sitting with it for months.
Sure.
And I'm like, this is how it's supposed to sound.
Right.
Like that's the thing I deal with is like it's like hard, but it's like please do it like this, And,
how can I kindly say, do exactly as you're told?
And how many albums do you guys have out now?
We got 9 records out, 9 albums, plus some EPs, singles.
Yeah.
We're hoping next year will be album number 10. Figuring all that stuff out. I'm writing for that right now.
Yeah.
But
you got a new single coming out soon, right?
Yeah, we got a single just announced today. It's coming out in 2 weeks called Swim.
Will you play that for us tonight? Or is that not? You're not allowed to do that.
I don't remember how to play it. I recorded
That's all right.
it so long ago.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
You got to learn your own song again?
I do. Yeah. It happens all the time.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I have other stuff I can play.
I want to ask you, for people who don't know, your brother Donald is in the band with you. He's the drummer.
Yeah.
What's it like being on tour with your brother? Is that because you look at like the Gallagher brothers.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, do you have Oasis moments?
Yeah. What's it like for you guys on tour and in the van or bus or whatever you guys are in these days?
I mean, we had a couple of blowouts along the way years ago.
Sure.
We had this thing, especially even with all the guys, honestly, like we just sort of like, if somebody's mad about something, it might project a little bit, but usually people that are pissed off, they'll just kind of like go on their phone or go in their bunk or whatever, kind of isolate themselves. And, sometimes you kind of get a little lippy, but
it's just like a big marriage, right?
Yeah, it really is, man.
I heard a great line from Bonehead from Oasis, and a guy asked him, what's it like when they start fighting? He goes, the same as when they're not. I don't listen either way.
They just tune it out.
I just tune it all out.
For those guys, I imagine that's decades old.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's with him, it's like we have like the inside jokes from little kids and things like that. So, Dad would love this, or just stuff like that. So.
How when you made the transition and really started, I guess you had said that when you heard the Green Day album, you were like, "That's the band." Was it easy for you to just start writing as a punk rock ska kind of kid?
Yeah, I was like, when I started actually writing songs, I was probably like 12. Because I was into it at that point. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was just writing love songs. Like every song was a love song. Just crushes on girls at school, and always losing.
Yeah.
And when I finally learned how to play guitar at the end of '94, I got my first guitar, and started putting the words to music. And
so you were writing before you had an instrument.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like
just melodies.
Yeah, just like writing things down and like Then I had my dad had a computer. Nobody had those back in the early 90s,
Right,
you know.
yeah.
So I had a computer, so like I sit there and like type out all my lyrics, and I had these just pages and pages of lyrics. And now it's like I can't finish a song. It takes me months, you know. But back when I was a kid, I was just cranking them out. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just enjoyed expressing myself.
And did you push your brother to play drums, or was he just naturally?
It was like a natural
found
thing.
his way.
Yeah, I always loved the drums when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I just didn't really learn how to, I mean, I know how to play them, just not very good at it.
Right.
I can keep a beat, but that's about it.
Yeah. Me too. I played in bands for 8 years, just like that. I can keep a beat.
I can keep a beat. You know? No, I think it was after, you know, once the Green Day thing happened, and then of course Nirvana. You know, Donna was a Dave Grohl fan, you know, and then I was a Billy Joe fan. It just made sense. I had the guitar, and I was like, the singer, whatever, you know. And it just, I don't know, we just started jamming on my mom's basement in July of 95, so 30 years ago.
You ever started writing a song, you know, and I realize you guys have a style and a genre, so to speak, but you ever started writing a song and went, man, I wish this was 1987? Like,
oh, yeah.
Like, have you written like a hard rock?
Dude, I have said so many times that if it was 1996, my band would be huge. Like, so many people over the years are like, you guys got this 90s thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I guess now it's a little cooler for that.
Sure,
but like the last 20 years, it wasn't cool to be living in the past.
But you guys stuck to it.
We did.
That's the thing. You know, I was talking, I'm not going to say who, but I was talking to someone and your band came up. I'll tell you off air, by the way. Cool. But I was talking to someone and your band came up and they had the nicest thing to say. They said, you know what, man, I saw that band like around 2009. And I remember seeing them and thinking, wow, I wish they had been around 10 years before. He goes, then I saw them last year. This was very recent. He said, I saw them last year. I just had a smile from ear to ear because they were just so authentic into what they were. You didn't change a goddamn thing.
Why? I never felt that way about you guys, man. Yep. I never felt like, oh, these guys have too much of a 90s vibe or anything.
Yeah, I
like
didn't really get the 90s vibe. I think what happened, what you maybe mean, is that style was huge in the 90s. Because like bands like Rancid as well. Are you a Rancid fan?
Yeah.
I love Rancid, man.
I caught 2 songs at the Green Day show last summer, but then it rained on them, and it was like an hour delay, so they couldn't go back on. They were awesome.
I love Rancid. Have you ever seen them before?
I'd never seen them. No.
They're great, fun band.
I was looking forward to it.
Yeah. Have you ever had that moment on stage like we may have here where like weather just goes, okay, boys, that's enough?
Oh, yeah. Dude, we were playing in Florida at the Sebastian Beach Inn in like 2008 or 2007, and everything's cool, and we see it, you know, kind of happening out in the ocean. We see it. We're like, it's gonna rain.
No, clouds. Stay up there.
Oh, clouds. Yeah. It's gonna rain, and then, dude, it just downpoured. And the next day, we had all of our stuff on my friend's driveway in the sun, just drying out. All our cables stretched, 25-foot cables, just stretched.
It was that bad.
It's dangerous getting your mouth near a microphone in a rainstorm, too, isn't it?
I've been shocked on mics and everything, dude.
Yeah.
Guitar, everything.
Greatest show the band ever played, you think?
Greatest show the band ever played?
I mean, from a fun standpoint, not a technical.
I would say, probably the one okay, there's 2 shows. St. Pete, Janice Live, 2,000 people last summer. Ballyhoo, Bumpin' Uglies, insane. It was like, we did it. We finally did it. And then 2 months ago in Orange County, Garden Grove, California, we nearly sold out this amphitheater. It's like small. It's like 700 or 800 cap.
You say it like it's 300.
I know,
that's
man.
a nice gig, bro.
It is. We were like 60 tickets away, and I was hoping we sold out, but it was great, man. It was just like, wow, like we doubled our numbers from the last time we were there.
That's amazing.
So it was just like, this is awesome, you know, like, and it was super fun. It just felt like a big rock show, you know?
Yeah.
Do you find kids digging your band?
All the time.
It's wild.
I get more and more kids on my shows in the front row, and we have a song called Middle Finger, and their parents are just letting them do it. and I'll like audibly laugh, like I'm like it's awesome, you know?
That is amazing, man.
It's hard to find. I've always said it's hard to find anyone to appreciate a band more than a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
The girls are all in awe, and the boys are just like, yeah. it's a wonderful age to capture, man.
It's all ages. And my dad said this years ago. He said, he was like, you guys are a band to be reckoned with. You guys are a band of all ages, like from 5 to 95. Like, and I didn't really know, I guess I wasn't paying attention back then. This is like way years, 25 years ago. And I see it now. It's just like, man, there's like 5-year-olds and then there's like 60-year-olds like in the crowd. Like, it's really wild. You know? And I say it all the time, but like we're super grateful for still being able to do this. And there's a lot of bands that end up being legacy bands and kind of live off their old material. And I never wanted to do that. I always want to make sure we put our best foot forward and hopefully people are listening and enjoying the new stuff. And it happens every time. It's every time we put something out, we're picking up more fans. People love the songs. Like, it's great, man. And
what's your favorite time of year to tour? Is it summertime for you guys, or what's the cool time?
I like, obviously summer is great because it's kind of like, that's where our numbers soar, and like just it's the vibe. Everybody, people think, I mean, probably because of just the imagery I've been pushing for decades, but like palm trees and beaches and like and obviously the music itself is very, you can listen to it on a boat or by the pool or on the beach.
Do you like playing outside rather than in a club?
I love playing. If we could play like amphitheaters all the time, I would love it.
Do you like, let me ask you that, because I have a very strong opinion on this. Do you like, would you rather have 2,000 or 400 in your face?
How excited are the 2,000?
Right, I gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I would rather have 50 people losing their
maniacs,
shit.
Right.
And rather than, 1,000 people just kind of standing there, because I've had all of it.
Yeah.
Whereas like you have some big crowd and it's like, whoa, this is sick. And they're just kind of like, either they don't know the band or maybe it's like some festival or something.
Sure.
But you can
they're
go
waiting
play some,
on something.
Yeah. You can go play some like 250 cap room and sell it out and everybody's losing their minds. And like that is what you want, like that raw, just like energy,
Sure.
Were there any of the local bands, like the legendary local bands, that caught your ears when you were younger?
Oh yeah, man. I loved Coloring Lesson.
Who?
Coloring Lesson.
Oh, unbelievable.
Of course, Ja Works.
Yeah.
We tried to go see them in Ocean City at Secrets, like when I was like 19, and they wouldn't let us in because they're real strict about that.
Yeah.
But then Fidel, which came after Coloring Lesson, Dave's band. I loved Can't Hang.
Yeah.
They were like my favorite local band.
Did you ever see any of the hard rock bands from the old days? Like, did you ever see Kix or any of that stuff?
I did. I saw. So
what'd you think of that?
I loved it. I saw Kix open for Rat 2 years in like '89 after Reach for the Sky came out.
Wow.
Because we'd seen Rat, Poison in '87, Def Leppard and Tesla, I think in '88, and then '89 it was Rat and Kix.
What are you, 8 years old at that concert?
I'm like 8, 9.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I never got to see Motley though. I always wanted to see Motley.
You must. It sounds like your parents were huge. I knew they were huge fans of you guys. I knew that, but were they a musical family? Did they come from a musical background?
My dad played drums in tons of bands when he was a kid.
I think I forgot that. I remember.
Yeah.
What's your dad's name?
Sam.
Okay.
Yeah. He passed away in 2016.
Oh, I apologize.
But, no, it's okay. But he was our number one fan. Like he was like huge in it. And my mom passed away when I was 15, so it's like she got to see a little bit of what was going on. She got to see our first like 2 shows maybe, which was cool. But then she was gone not long after that. But
that's awesome. She got to see you guys.
Yeah, man. I think about that a lot. It's like very cool. But
so she knew Ballyhoo existed.
She knew Ballyhoo existed, but my mom loved to dance and aerobics and all that shit. My dad went to concerts. He saw Rat in like 81 or something, like just when they were like at Hammerjacks, like real small. Yeah. And so that's where we got all that from. It was just always around. Yeah. He always had instruments around for us, Casio keyboard, little drum pad, guitars. So
that's cool.
It was just a natural thing.
It's funny. I've always tried to be a very supportive father, like your dad was.
Yeah.
I didn't have the most supportive father when it came to like me being sort of an artisty kind of person. But like when I hear guys like yourself talk and how your dad was your biggest fan, and my mom was mine, no doubt. And dude, at 16 years old, she's watching her tiny little baby son cussing like a sailor, talking about all this horrible stuff. But she absolutely, and it made me want to do it even more. And it sounds like you had that effect on you, right?
Yeah, man. It was cool to look out and see her there.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You know what I mean? And it's like sometimes I imagine her out there.
Just like, that's beautiful, man.
Yeah. It's
have you written songs about your parents?
Oh yeah. I've written a few. I mean, our album Detonate, which came. So okay, I'll give you a little quick story.
Yeah.
Our previous management, former management, emphasis on the former.
Right.
They were like, we put out this record called Girls, and it was like kind of a pop reggae record, and did really well. It was good rollout and everything. Well, like 3 months before it came out, my dad died, and so the record drops. It does really well. I'm awful. I'm just like I can't do any. I didn't do anything for like 8 months. I didn't write any songs or anything. So when I started writing again, I'm writing like punk rock, ska, like just real heavy. And so we put out this record called Detonate like a year and a half after the Girls record. Our management hated it. They were like, "What are you doing? Like this was great, and you just ruined it." I'm like, "Can I cuss?
Fuck off."
Fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, "Fuck you, man." I was like, I'm not right. I can't write pop reggae songs right now.
Yeah.
Like my dad just died. I'm like, I'm gonna. Have you noticed? You know?
Yeah.
And so we put out
what a
this record.
shitty manager.
Yeah.
For real, man.
It was just like there was like no understanding. You know, it was just like you're happy to take that paycheck though.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Of course.
So yeah, man. So that record was like all about my dad and my parents. You know, it's just like it was like I call it my therapy album.
Yeah.
Good for you.
It's like heavier. It's just punk rocking in your face. You know.
I call this my therapy career. I've been doing it for 40 years.
Honestly.
Yeah, man.
If
I didn't do this, I'd be the most miserable human being on earth.
I've told her that so many times.
Sure.
I'm like, because you know, I'd be lying if I said that I haven't thought about quitting over and over again over the years.
Yeah,
you know, because like it's the hardest thing ever. But I know that without some form of expression or something like this, I would be miserable.
Yeah.
You know, I told her I would probably go get the worst job ever just to punish myself for quitting or whatever.
Me, I did it for 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. The last 10 years of my life, I did things just A, I had to, and B, because I didn't feel like doing this anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and then it comes back to you, man. You fought through it. Good for you.
Oh,
I walked away, bro. Yeah.
It's not for the faint of heart, as you know. I got a question for you, actually.
Sure.
So have you ever done any extensive touring, or is it like
man,
just kind of more around the area?
Yeah, like for me, I always looked at comedy. For me, it was like I don't write a set like most comedians and do it for a year.
Yeah.
Every time I go on stage, it's just stream of conscience.
Okay.
So, but that's kind of a hard thing to sell,
sure,
unless people know who you are. Mm-hmm. So because of the way I did, and with comedy, I didn't necessarily have to have new jokes all the time. I just did them.
Yeah.
Like I just did new stuff. So I was able to not have to leave my family and still have that sort of feeling of constantly performing. Mm-hmm. I never cared about the road.
Yeah.
I just wanted to tell jokes, entertain people, and still manage to somehow have kids.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, now I don't know if I would mind touring. I think it might be fun.
Oh yeah, man. If you got it out there and did it, you'd probably have a good time with it. You know, it's exhausting, but it's fun to be in different cities and play for different crowds, you know. I saw you open for God, this is years ago. I can't remember. It was either Jim Brewer or
was that at the Improv?
Yeah,
in the brokerage
in Baltimore.
It was
right?
either Jim Brewer or Norm Macdonald.
It was Jim Brewer there.
Yeah, that was a fun set.
Yeah,
man.
it was a fun set. Yeah,
he was great.
I was like, oh yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Mickey, you know?
yeah, man.
That's cool. And I saw Mitch Hedberg there too.
Yeah.
And Eric Myers opened for him.
Eric passed away.
Yeah.
Really sad, man.
Really sad. He was making Instagram content for a while.
Eric,
both of those guys were genius, man.
Genius. Yeah. And Eric, the thing I loved about Eric especially was the first show he ever did was with me.
I remember. You know, I did sound for that show with you.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And he was completely nervous. And I was like
scared out of his mind.
I mean, just sweating, shaky.
Yeah.
He got up there and he just killed it.
Crushed it.
His first show.
So good.
I remember after the show, right? Because as soon as he was done, I was going up. So he comes off stage and I look at him and I go, "Do not leave. Do not leave, you little bastard," right? So he's like, "Okay, Mickey, no problem, man. I got you." Yeah. And I walked on stage, I did my set, and I had a great set. And as soon as I come off, I didn't want to talk to anyone else. And I walked right up to him and I was like, "You need to do this 5 nights a week. You're going to be huge." And
he looked like he'd been on stage a million times before. It was just one of those sets. You know what I mean?
So
yeah.
His first show.
It was his first
I couldn't even believe
show.
it.
Oh, it was his first.
Yeah.
And it looked like he'd been doing comedy 10 years.
That's awesome.
Segues. It was amazing.
He was a natural, man.
Yeah.
He was.
But he was batshit crazy.
He was.
I mean, like me. I mean, but I love him.
Yeah.
You know, but he was a phenomenal talent.
I did the morning show at 98 with him once.
Yeah.
And he was just saying some wild stuff. The only thing I can remember, I can't remember like any of his jokes, but he just said something wild that just stuck with me forever. He said something about going hunting with nunchucks or something. It was just the funniest. I remember laughing. It just always stuck with me.
Let me ask you, Al, you're a singer. Every comedian wants to be a rock star.
Yeah.
Did you ever want to be a comedian?
So this is kind of where I was going to go with that question I asked.
Yeah.
These guys are hilarious, by the way, dude.
I know.
Some of the videos you guys do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off. It's great, man.
It's so good.
It's great.
No, I never wanted to be a stand-up comedian because I can't even imagine doing that.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to have a deep conversation with a comedian
that's
done it because there's parallels.
Absolutely.
You know, but I feel like for the comedian, it's probably even harder because of the loneliness that you might experience from the road or having to go up by yourself. And your whole job is to make people laugh. And if you don't, it's instant. You see it.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I'm bombing right now.
Yeah.
And I can't even imagine that feeling. You know, I've played shows kind of weak or whatever, but like just being
it's the most one of the most vulnerable things you can do.
Yes.
Right.
And the crazy part for me, I don't know why. I love it when it goes horrible.
Oh, you do?
Oh my God, I revel in it because
I wish I loved when things went horrible.
No. Let me explain why though. You might get this.
Yeah.
So when you're doing comedy, I'm a very good judge of myself. I know if I'm off. I know if I'm not being funny.
Sure.
When I know I'm doing pretty good and it's just the crowd, it's not clicking.
Yeah.
I don't think it's their fault like a lot of comedians do. I just kind of go, all right, well, this is one of them nights we're not bonding. And once I know that, what I do is I just take the hardest left turn I could take and I acknowledge it and I just start talking about that.
There you go.
And it ends up being, I always had this philosophy. If I'm not going to be funny, I'll be interesting, right? And if you're interesting, people like you.
Yeah, I remember it.
I don't, but I know what you're saying, but I never felt like that sort of, oh my God, I'm bombing.
Well,
I just never.
I was going to say, you know, you're at a level, and you are too with music, that your bad nights are a lot of people's good nights.
You
know what I mean?
Yeah,
so there's levels of bombing.
Yeah.
I remember the worst show I ever had with Hypnosis. It was with like this elderly crowd. They were like 70s, 80s.
3 of them died.
They were yelling stuff from the chairs, saying stuff like, "We're too old to be hypnotized." They were saying stuff like that, and I am sweating, ready to just, you know.
So I'll tell you a quick funny story. So years and years ago, a friend of mine, Mark Boyce, another comedian,
I know Mark,
calls me up and he goes, "Hey man, I just got a call, this booker. I just got a call. He needs 2 guys in Virginia tonight, some kind of community center, but it's packed. You want to go and do the show?" I'm like, yeah. We get down there. It's a retirement community.
Right. Probably the same show I did. Yeah.
Was it in Virginia?
No.
So it's the youngest person is probably 85. I'm not kidding.
Wow.
And Mark looks at me and goes, "You want to go first or second?" And I go, "I'll go second." And he goes, "Really?" I go, "Yeah, let me see how you do." So he goes up. I mean, he just eats a dick. It's horrible, man. It's like bomb. So then he's supposed to do 25 minutes. He does 11 and brings me up. He just fails. So I walk on stage and I literally said, I go, "Give it up for my friend Mark." And it was literally that scattered singular applause.
Yeah.
And I go, "That's not bad considering half of you will be dead tomorrow," right? And they laughed. I just started on 85 and 90-year-old people, ripping them to shreds, like just destroyed them. And I ended up doing an hour. And when I got done, I'll never forget it. I walk off
the elderly abuse tour.
Yeah. And I remember sitting there, and Mark looks at me and he goes, "You just don't care about anything, do you?" I'm like, Not really. Not when I'm on stage.
That is the best when you can just pick up like that and just like you're aware, like, oh, I see what's happening.
Yeah.
And you're able to adjust.
Yeah.
And pivot and go. Like, I love that, man.
Do you ever address the dickhead musicians watching from the back?
No, not really.
But you know what I mean, right?
Yeah. I've seen it, you know.
I saw one of the funniest things, and this is a weird band, but Jackal, Jesse James Dupree, they played Hammerjacks. And all the dudes in the back, you know, all the screaming guitar players, the same drummers, everybody's in the back fucking watching, whatever, dude. Break out the chainsaw, dude, whatever.
Right.
In about the fourth song, the place is exploding. And they were really a tight, good band. And he stops after the fourth song and he goes, this next song goes out to all the musicians in the back with their arms folded. It's called Suck a Dick. And he just made up a blues song. And it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Beautiful.
It was so hilarious.
We've had sort of the opposite where sometimes you'll play these venues that have like a side room.
Yeah.
So like we'll be in the main room and there's a band in the side room or vice versa.
Sure.
And there's so many nights where like somehow we're like playing alongside like Born of Osiris, like some metal band, you know. And some of those guys will come over and like check out our show because we're allowed to go between.
Yeah.
And we'll have these like metal dudes come over, like watch the show from the side or whatever. And all my guys in my band are all metalheads.
Yeah, of course.
And love us stuff.
Yeah.
So like I don't know how many times this happened where you get these metal guys and they're like, dude, you guys are awesome. Like it's like it's so nice to see a different band that like rips but it's not metal, you know, and vice versa, where we play with a lot of like reggae bands and, you know, some ska stuff like that.
Good to see a different genre.
Yeah, my guys love metal. They're, oh, this is great. We can see metal bands, you know, so that's really cool. And you know, when you see other bands doing it, it's the best thing ever. Like when you're driving and you see another van and trailer or like a bandwagon and you're just like, you know, everybody's just doing their thing, just going after it, you know.
What do you think let me ask you this. How long do you think you want to do it for? Do you know?
Oh man, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
The older I get, I'm just like,
it always moves further out.
It's you know, because I always said like when I was like, I remember when I turned 35, I was like, oh fuck, I'm 35.
Time to be an adult.
Well, yeah. Like, wow. And I was like, you know, I really hope, you know, 5-10 years from now that I'm on a tour bus and doing amphitheaters.
Good for you, man.
And now I'm like, that time has come, and I'm like, oh, I really hope that 5 or 10 years from now I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
Well, dude, you are such an amazing songwriter, man. I feel like, have you ever considered doing writing?
I have, yeah. I have. I've written with some bands in the past.
Yeah.
Is that hard for you? What I mean by that is sharing the creative process hard for you.
Sometimes it gets a little weird because you kind of butt heads a little bit. You have to like leave your emotions out of it, you know, because you're there to just get a cool song done. And sometimes you might go, well, I really think this would be really good for this. And they're like, well, that's not what I was thinking. You know, okay, fine. You know, it's like, all right, man. Like at the very least, whenever I'm working with a band or whatever, like I'll just say, hey, let's just try this. And if it doesn't work, whatever, you know, but at least we can say we tried.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've been in room writing sessions and, you know, people writing like stuff with me for my stuff, or even I've been with bands writing for their stuff. And it's just sort of like, I just kind of go with the flow for the most part. You know?
How do I word this? Is it hard for you now when you look back on all the touring, you know, you've done and the success the band's had? Do you judge yourself anymore against yourself still, or is it against other bands still?
Yeah, I mean, I think social media does that.
Yeah, that sucks.
It sucks. Yeah. It's like the worst place ever, but it's the way to do it. And it's like I do think about this a lot these days. I do get depressed more often these days.
Sure.
But, you know, I see bands doing what I was doing 10 years ago to like get the band you know, bigger. And I'm not doing as much of that, I think, or there's bands that have figured out a better way to do it and more consistently. And it brings me down because it's like, I used to be the king. Everybody called me like this, like I was the guy. They always come to me for like advice about this kind of stuff.
Sure.
And now there's like other bands that are doing it. And I sort of feel like, oh shit, I'm like being left in the dust here, you know? So there's a little bit of an ego hit there.
Howie, I'm going to tell you something that I just gained a mountainside of respect for you for something because you said it. And I've been kind of afraid to say it, and you just did. About a year ago, I looked at myself and I said, wow, you know, all the comedians that came up under me, they're all on the radio now. They're all performing everywhere. They're drawing. I'm not doing shit. I'm stuck at home, depressed. And I thought to myself, all right, I had a hell of a run. 30 some years I did this. It's over, right? And the weirdest thing happened is I got so depressed that I went right through it. I took months off. I went into a nut house. I got myself out of it. I went outpatient mental health thing. And one person said something to me that changed my life. And they said, a therapist said to me, what is it that you do? And I said, I kind of just tell dick jokes. Like I'm a comedian. And she goes, why aren't you doing that? And I said, well, I don't know. I guess I have my time. She goes, do you think and I'm not comparing myself, but it was just a beautiful understanding of it. She said, do you think Da Vinci ever got tired of painting? And I went, yes. And she goes, did he stop? And I went, no. She goes, did George Carlin ever stop? I said, no. She goes, it's what you are. Go do it. You'll find the love again. And I went out and I did 2 shows. And I remember after the second show, I literally went, it doesn't matter who thinks what. It's me. And it was so thank you for saying that. That's a very, very, it shows your maturity that you can see that in yourself, dude. That's why I think you're such a gifted writer.
Oh, thanks, man.
Honestly, man. It's a really cool thing.
I try to just stay you see the social media and stuff and all that stuff, but I learned a while back that I'm never gonna be the Green Day, you know what I mean? Or there's a slim chance, right?
Yeah, right.
But no,
write the attitude, one, kid. Write the one.
No, but okay, all that stuff, all those dreams I had as a kid,
sure,
Rolling Stone cover, SNL, all those things.
Yeah,
it may not happen, right? But you don't need to do that to make a comfortable living doing.
Success and fame are not the same.
They're not the same.
Success is what you're living.
It's your version. Yeah.
I'm living successfully.
Exactly.
Matt's living successfully.
Yeah.
You do what you love what you do, and the people around you love you doing it. That's success, my friend.
Exactly.
That's it.
And
fame is a bunch of horse shit that causes problems.
It really does.
Yeah.
It really does. I mean,
don't get me wrong. I'd like $50 million.
Oh, sure. Sure. Yeah.
Well, there's got to be some validation in going to cities and having 2,000 or 800 people showing up to see your band too, though.
Yeah, man. That.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is that just started happening.
Good for you, man.
We were stuck at 150, 200 a night for 10 years.
Yeah.
And I was losing my mind. And then COVID happened. Yeah. And everything just starts over again.
What's the guy's name from Everclear, the singer?
Art Alexakis.
So I was interviewing him one time, and I said to him,
he's a great guy, by the way.
So I said, Art, how old were you when your first song hit? No, I asked him, I'm sorry. I said, what's your biggest regret in life? He said, not writing a hit song till I was 40.
Yeah, he was 38 or 40 when the band broke.
And he said, he goes, I didn't think I'd ever do this, at this level. I thought, man, I had a great run in Southern California. I had some good markets that we could go to. Said, next thing you know, we wrote this album, and now I'm the rock star I always wanted to be.
That was a huge record.
Yeah, oh my! I love that record.
Yeah, it's a great record.
Yeah,
man.
I'm a
so
big
much
fan.
For the afterglow, right?
Yeah,
yep,
dude.
And I found his old stuff after that.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We're at Natalie Seafood in Fallston. Come hang with us here with Howie from Ballyhoo. Should we get a song
today? Well,
Would you mind doing a song?
Let's do Matt's Music Minute. Let's do Matt's Music
All
Minute.
right, let's do that.
Brought to us by Natalie Seafood Kitchen right here in Fallston. Great entertainment all weekend. I'll mention that in a little bit.
And Howie, please chime in.
Thank Howie Spangler from Ballyhoo for joining us today. Local Maryland resident, huge band. They're incredible. If you ever see the name Ballyhoo, get out and check them out. Now it's time. Brought to you by Natalie Seafood Kitchen. It is Matt Davis with Matt's Music Minute. What's up,
All right.
buddy?
So we talked yesterday a little bit, Mick, about the Beatles biopics coming up. I don't know if you heard about any of this, Howie, but Barry Keoghan, known for his roles in Dunkirk and Saltburn, recently met Ringo Starr. He's going to be playing Ringo.
I can see that.
This.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Keoghan expressed being in awe during the encounter, sharing what Starr played the drums for him and asked him to play as well. Keoghan looks to humanize Ringo in the film rather than simply imitate him.
Do you really need to humanize Ringo? He's like the He's like the most human of all of them, man.
It's probably true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I get
Him and Paul.
He's still a Beatle.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and he's a big star.
Yeah. Not many bigger.
Yeah.
The biopic series will be directed by Sam Mendes. It'll explore the lives of Paul McCartney, John Lennon, and George Harrison as well. And we're going to see it sometime in 2027.
Howie, you're a very melodic writer, especially for your style. Were you a Beatles fan?
I wasn't huge into the Beatles.
Right.
I'm still not really huge into them, but man, I really they got some great songs, obviously. But I respect the shit out of that band.
Do you smoke?
Not really.
No,
I do gummies every now and then.
Okay.
But yeah.
Because I was going to say, my son told me one time, I was, this is 2 years ago. I was always like you with the Beatles. I had a couple cool songs. And then one night I laid down with them. Dude, I'm just saying, do yourself a favor one time and just take a 5-hour deep dive.
Don't listen to
into
this,
the Beatles.
kids. It's not good
No,
for
not
you,
the
kids.
smoking part. Yeah, don't smoke pot unless you want to. Yeah, unless you want
I did go through a phase when I was like 25. I had them on my iPod. Listened to a bunch of stuff. And, I mean, fucking great band, man.
Yeah.
Obviously. And it just, they were like the first band to do
They
that.
did everything first.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything first was the Beatles.
Exactly.
What else you got, buddy?
So Soundgarden members are the next band to join Black Sabbath's final concert. The surviving members of Soundgarden will join the lineup for Sabbath's show. Sharon said the news in conversation with a recent interview. Aerosmith frontman Steven Tyler has also been added to the list of performers. And previously announced performers include Metallica, GNR, Slayer, Tool, and a whole lot more. It's going to be July 5th in Birmingham. Should
Sounds
be
awesome.
Amazing.
Black Sabbath is a band that I didn't even like until 2015.
Really?
I liked 2 songs.
Really?
Yeah, I always thought they were like, to me.
Were you an Ozzy fan, though?
Yeah, I loved Ozzy's voice. But Black Sabbath it was so dark. It was just dark to me. I never really dug it.
Especially for that time period. I mean,
man, it was
the late
original,
60s.
Yeah.
With that crazy drop D.
Oh.
I mean, that had to freak people out.
It makes
back
sense,
then,
though, because the pendulum had to swing the other way.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
Then
When
we
you
got
think
disco.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ozzy. Dickhead.
So, I don't know if you heard about the Sex Pistols. John Lydon is telling the Rolling Stones that they should retire.
He did. I saw the interview.
You did?
Well, he's like my second favorite interview ever. I could watch that guy read the phone book.
All right,
Johnny Rotten.
Yeah,
He's hilarious.
he was on Good Morning Britain to promote an upcoming tour with his band Public Image Limited when he made the controversial comments. He went on to say, I'm not short of a song idea or two, so there's a difference. Lydon acknowledged his comments could cause backlash among music fans, but he ain't worried about it.
One of the greatest quotes, I think, in rock history is him.
Yeah.
Somebody asked him about some band, and he said, I don't know them. Never heard them. And the lady goes, well, they're the biggest band in Britain. And he goes, then they're probably awful.
Clearly
it
gives
was
no
the
fucks.
greatest answer, man. 0. Were you a Sex Pistols fan?
I wasn't, no.
No? You're a little too young for it, right?
I was. I think the first time I heard the Sex Pistols was when Motley Crue covered
Anarchy
in the UK
Yeah.
on their Decade of Decadence
Yeah.
record.
I'm the huge Pistols fan. I love them. Yeah. I love the attitude of it.
Oh, sure.
The whole punk rock thing.
Oh, they got attitude.
Without a doubt.
Yep.
What else we got? Anything, buddy?
So Stone Temple Pilots' Dean DeLeo has come up with a side project of his own, while his bandmates Robert DeLeo and Eric Kretz tour with Joe Perry this summer. It's called One More Satellite, and it's a collaboration with UK singer Pete Shoulder. Their self-titled debut is going to be out on July 18th.
The DeLeo brothers came to 98 Rock.
I remember it well.
That band?
Well, they came.
Was the band?
They came as. You're right. They came after Weiland.
After Scott left SDP. What was the name?
Why can't we ever remember the name of this band?
I can't
Is
remember.
this the same band we were trying to remember the other day?
No, it was a different one we didn't remember. But the cool thing about the
This
DeLeo
is how we know we're old.
When I was interviewing them, I asked the one brother. I said, hey, when you have a singer like that really is, an unbelievable singer and performer, does it affect you as a songwriter? He said, it just makes it easier.
Yeah.
If you had to write for a dynamic performer, would you find it interesting or would you find it intimidating?
Probably intimidating.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if I was trying to write for somebody like Scott Weiland or one of those guys, there's bands like, you don't see this much anymore, but like there's that character. There's the rock star in the band, you know, like
Liam Gallagher.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It wasn't talk show. It was something else, wasn't it?
No, it was before talk show.
Yeah.
Might have been talk show. I don't remember. But anyway, I know what you're saying, Howie. Like, I've had to write jokes, for people, like roasts and award shows and stuff. And friends that have worked on them will call me up, hey, you want to submit a joke or two? And it's really weird because, like, I'd watch the comedian and I go, all right, how do you write a joke for him or her?
Yeah.
And then, but it was fun. Like, I liked it. I sold a couple, so
that's cool.
I've been on Comedy Central. I had a couple lines on there.
That's cool. Yeah. It's interesting to think about too, because like you're wondering like how they're going to deliver this.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I got to put myself in their shoes because I know how I would do it.
Right.
But how is this going to work for them?
Yeah, it's a weird thing.
Your joke might not work for them.
Bingo.
Just because the way they're going to deliver it.
Yeah,
it's very interesting.
Yeah, it's cool.
But I always hear about that though with like comedians and stuff. I love that whole world. It's very interesting to me. But how they punch each other up and they'll like help kind of tweak things. It's cool.
You're at a festival. 3 bands have played. You guys are done. Do all 3 bands hang out together?
Oh yeah,
right.
Happens all the time.
You sit around, you talk about a bunch of shit.
Oh
right?
Yeah, man.
So comedy, comedians. You know what comedians love the most is the hang.
The hang
afterwards. The hang that's where your greatest shit's written.
Yep.
Because you got 5 geniuses sitting with you, and you go, I got this idea. A nun walks into a dairy farm,
and then they're like,
say it like this.
Yeah, do it this way. Yeah. And next thing you know, you got a diamond of a bit.
Love that.
Over coffee.
That's so cool.
This guy's got 2. He's got 4. This guy got 3. It's my favorite part of the world.
I love that.
Yeah.
You always hear, like Rogan when he talks about like at the mothership, like everybody. Like he's like the murderers, the murderers, bro. We're all in there just dying, like laughing. And it's like I can imagine to be a fly on the wall, Rogan, Chappelle, like just people like that. Like,
so go ahead.
No, I was gonna ask, have you played any of the Mothership is kind of the new comedy store in Texas with Rogan? Have you played any of the staple clubs like out in LA? Did you do the Whiskey or any of those places?
Yeah, we played the Roxy.
You did do the Roxy?
Yeah, we played the Roxy a few times.
Yeah.
And fuck the parking lot because like they don't even own it, so they're trying to kick you out all day long.
Yeah, wow.
It's like we were told we could park it. We sold out the Viper Room years ago, which is awesome.
First time I saw, they were under a different name then, but Steel Panther.
Oh, dude
was at the Viper
Metal
Room.
Shop.
Did
you ever see them there?
I've never seen them. I want to take my wife to see them.
It's the greatest show you've ever seen, Howie.
I've seen clips, man, and it's like obviously their records are great, but like she actually heard them for the first time, like I think last year, the year before. She's like, "Oh, she loves that '80s shit."
Sure.
And she's like, "This is awesome." I was like, "Well, babe, they're really raunchy.
Yeah,
like it's really
beyond.
raunchy. I don't know if you'd be into it or not, but but I think she could probably handle it.
It's so funny, man.
Yeah.
And the weirdest part is they're so good. As musicians,
good.
They're so.
That's
ridiculous.
what makes it more hilarious.
That's what makes it great.
Yeah,
Michael Starr sings his ass off.
Oh,
dude, Satchel rips the guitar.
They're unbelievable players.
So good. Man.
And Styx, I mean, that guy drumming
just holds it down.
They're incredible, and they're so funny.
They're so funny. They're so quick.
Yeah,
like the way they say shit. That when you say do bands want to be comedians, it's that.
Oh, no doubt.
Less Than Jake is one of the best shows because they're so fun to listen to between the songs. Because they're so fast and quippy.
Yeah.
This is great, dude. Is Bare Naked Ladies.
Oh,
Have you ever seen that band? Love those guys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I saw Blink years ago. Same thing.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about Blink. A lot of the, I guess, whatever you want to call it, the diehard punk fans, called them kind of a cheesy punk band, whatever.
Sure.
I think they were magnificent band. You agree?
Yeah. If you listen to their old stuff, like
it's incredible.
It's
stuff.
very punk rock. It sounds awful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're recording.
Yeah.
Because it's whatever they could afford.
Yeah.
And they're just ripping punk songs when they're like 19 years old.
3 chords and a microphone, man.
That's it. That's it, man.
Yeah.
It's just like they if you were to ask me who's been the most influential when it comes to like punk and pop punk, it would be Blink-182, not Green Day.
I don't know if I'd agree.
Okay.
Explain it.
Okay. Only because, and look, Green Day's my favorite band of all time.
I'm with you. Yeah.
It's because MGK came back and did Blink-182 songs essentially.
Yeah.
Right. I've heard there's rappers now that do pop punk songs and they sound like Blink-182. It's modern pop punk sounds like Blink-182.
Yeah, I get you.
2004, 2005. The self-titled record.
Yeah.
There's an argument there. I see your argument.
Yeah.
What a drummer, though.
Yeah, dude. Travis is insane, right?
Yeah, right. Jesus.
But Green Day to me is the better show. Green Day is just
they're unbelievable,
like all around incredible, and just I don't know, man. But musically, I think Blink is more influential.
That's an interesting take on it, man.
Yeah.
But to hear you say it, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, like you had like MGK, and then Trippie Redd is a hip hop guy, and then Olivia Rodrigo, and like she copied Paramore, I guess.
Right.
Just that Blink sound is so evident with like Jaded and all these other like pop punk bands.
Does radio even matter to you guys anymore?
We stopped
pursuing it.
We stopped pursuing it years ago.
You guys don't need it, really.
No, yeah.
Not that it wouldn't help, but
it certainly helps. It certainly helps. I don't know, like how powerful it is these days. But when you got this Spotify, even Spotify playlisting is not really where it's at anymore. It's like TikTok and all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
TikTok is like MTV now.
I agree with you.
But
maybe that's what we do, Matt.
We big on TikTok.
We become IJs, IDJs. We're internet DJs.
We need a good Ballyhoo song.
We need a good Ballyhoo song.
They're all on there. They're all on there.
Yeah.
You can put them on.
Speaking of which, have you seen the band? I can't stop talking about them. Red Clay Strays. Are you familiar?
No.
Bro, I'm gonna text you this.
Okay.
I mean, it is different.
I think he's managing the band.
I wish.
Telling everybody about it.
wish. It's like, to me, it's the perfect combination of like Elvis meets Waylon Jennings meets Smokey Robinson. You see so many influences.
Wow.
And the songs, especially if you have like an R&B soul background, and you know what that stuff is, I think you're going to love them, dude.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I'll turn you on to it.
So that pop shit, it's just like an old kind of style.
It's
like,
really old.
Cool.
It's badass, too.
That's the kind of like country music I like better. Like, I'm not a country fan really.
I'm not
at
either.
all.
Right.
But, like, if I'm going to listen to it, like the old shit is where it's at.
You know, no doubt. That's the authentic stuff.
Yeah, this new shit is like,
are there any new
pop?
Yeah.
You know?
Are there any new punk rock young kids you've seen out there that you like?
Turnstile is awesome.
Yeah.
They're actually from Baltimore,
Yeah.
DC. Sick band. Let's see.
I don't want you to rack your brain too
Yeah,
hard.
yeah.
I just didn't know what's out there. Are there kids out there still playing?
Yeah, man. There's actually a band called The Paradox on. They're on TikTok, killing it.
Like hardcore's blowing up,
dude. They're just these kids are just a bunch of pop punk kids, and they're like blowing the fuck up on TikTok.
What are they called?
They're called The Paradox.
The Paradox.
And they just sound awesome. They just rip. They're a new band as far as I know, you know. But yeah, it's fun to catch that stuff. TikTok really, I found a couple of artists. There's a rapper named Norman Mann.
Yeah. You like rap?
I do like rap.
I like the old stuff. You know, when I was a kid, I just couldn't follow it anymore. And I get it. I'm older, you know, not really for me. But as a songwriter, I'm wondering, you like where it's still going?
Yeah. You know, trap has been done to death. It made its way everywhere.
Yeah.
Country, pop, even like rock bands, punk bands were doing it. I've thrown a trap beat here and there. Starting to get back to the boom bap a little bit, which is nice. Even Eminem, his last record, Death of Slim Shady, not one trap beat.
Yeah.
I listened to that record several times.
I'm a huge Eminem
dude.
fan.
Eminem's awesome, bro.
Yeah. Should do a collab with him.
I would love to collab with him. Incredible.
Would you be intimidated to write with him?
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. Would you say, how about this, Em? I'll write the chords, you write the words.
Yeah,
bro.
That would be about the extent of it. You know, what am I gonna? You should say this. you know, I don't like that. You should do this.
Try rhyming it this way.
Yeah, try going this way. Yeah, right. Like,
you want to hear something?
Yeah,
Let's hear
something.
something.
Say, Howie, you mind playing?
Yeah, sure.
Grab the
Howie,
axe.
what's something you could play that you would blow your fans away by playing now, do you think? So something they would love to see you play?
I don't know. Like
what do you think Ballyhoo's most famous song is?
It's definitely Walk Away.
It is?
Yeah, and I was gonna say that earlier. It's like the the Spotify playlist. Like it was right place, right time, I guess. But Allie Hagendorf, she's like she was curating at Spotify for a while, and she was doing like the Soak Up the Sun and Rock This and some other big playlists. And she put us on a couple. I don't know how she found us, but 2015, 2016, she put Walk Away on there, and it just blew up.
Shot up.
It was like being on the radio, and it was just shot up. And that is our biggest song of all time. We have to play it every night, and everybody sings their ass. I can get a whole that amphitheater I told you about, 700 people. Every motherfucker is just killing it.
Talk to him for 1 minute. I'm going to set that mic up for him, Matt.
All right. I think they're both up, actually. Okay. Yeah, we're going to get one on your guitar here, too.
Okay.
Talking with Howie from Ballyhoo, live here from Natalie's Seafood Kitchen. It's a brand new place right here in Fallston. If you're in the Maryland area, you can drop by and hang with us. It's delicious food. We're getting some microphones set up for Howie here to rock a tune for you. What do you think you're going to do?
I don't know. Just thinking
Green Day song.
Oh yeah. Are you my mic stand?
Yeah, I'm going to be the mic stand.
All right, let's go, dude.
He's a great mic stand, dude. Mic stand.
Mic stand. Okay. All right, let's do. Okay, I like this song. This family's here. Okay, the song is it's called Irene, and it's just I like doo-wop music, and
You say doo-wop?
yeah.
I love doo-wop.
The old soul stuff.
You and I are going to have a call. Howie. We are.
We
Talk
should.
comedy and doo-wop.
I would love to.
I'm in.
Let's go. Now we and I don't know. I just every now and then I'll write a song like that. So I just like the style, like the vibe. So this one's about a guy who fucked up pretty bad, and he's never getting her back. Let's see.
Mickey talks.
Mickey talks.
Well, I broke your heart into a million pieces. Now you're over it, you're done, you're leaving. Why do I ruin all these good things, baby? 'Cause it don't matter now. Ain't gonna say this, but I still love you. I'm such a fucking idiot. Drinking all my feelings, reading all our old text messages. Lost myself, and the only one who matters. You gave me every chance, but then you figured out my patterns, baby. I'm no good for you. I always knew it though. Ooh, 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 ooh. Wasted your time, you want a man, not a child. And I'm that kid who never aged, just playing games. I'm an advanced illusionary, schizophrenic with involuntary narcissistic rage. But I still love you, I'm such a fucking idiot. Drinking all my feelings, reading all our old text messages. Lost myself and the only one who matters. You gave me every chance, but then you figured out my patterns, baby. I'm no good for you. I always knew it though. Ooh, 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 ooh. Woo, ooh, 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 whoa, whoa, whoa. Woo, ooh, ooh. Ooh, you got somebody new, I saw it on your story. Hope things are better now, they're fucking for me. 'Cause I was hoping we'd get back together. Sorry I hurt you bad, I know it's never, but I still love you. I'm such a fucking idiot. Drinking all my feelings, reading all the old text messages. Lost myself, and the only one who matters. Gave me every chance, but then you figured out my patterns, baby. I'm no good for you, I always knew it though. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Yeah, man. All right. I'm going to come back over, Matt.
That sounds great, man.
Thanks, man.
So what is Ballyhoo playing next? You guys going back out on tour soon?
Yeah, we're going out in June with a band called Tropidelic, and then heading up the Northeast and stuff. And then we're going to come back. We're doing Secrets June 25th,
Ocean
we're
City,
doing-
Maryland.
Yeah, baby. We're doing a Tiki Bar in Solomon's on 27th, and then the 28th will be a Hopkins in Havre de Grace, doing like a storytellers kind of acoustic full band thing.
Cool.
So I'm going to really put you on the spot, and I will not be upset if you turn me down.
Okay.
So I came up with an idea last night.
All right.
I knew you were coming in, and I'm a huge supporter of local musicians and performers, always have been. And I thought, Matt, if we could get to 100 shows, right, we should throw a huge party. And what I'd like the party to be is we're going to have, this is just a thought, I'm going to have a back line for the bands. It's already set up. The guitar players bring their guitars, and we get 5 or 6 bands that do 4 or 5 songs each, and we celebrate the show and local musicians. And what do you think of that?
I think it's a great idea. You know what I used to do? I don't know if you were ever
Noise in the basement?
I did Noise in the Basement.
I kind of recall.
We used to do our all-star jams.
So, dude.
So where different guys from different bands
played
would rock.
together.
Yeah,
all
cover tunes.
It was fun as hell, man.
Oh,
Would you do something like that?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's what we do, Matt.
Yeah.
You're right. When we get everybody involved.
Yes, sir.
Like the old Maryland Musician Music Monthly Jam.
Yeah.
That would be a blast.
I love that. Yeah.
Howie, listen, man, you're one of those guys that I'm really proud of because you're a successful musician and you're from here and you didn't milk this town dry and beat it up, and you can walk around this town and some people know you, some people don't.
Yeah.
But you're a very successful guy. You're an awesome family man, good husband, like all that stuff.
Thanks,
you're
man.
a good dude, man.
It's fun. It's fun watching your success, man. It really has
is,
been.
Howie.
I love it.
I'm glad I finally got to sit down and talk to you in depth because I've been a fan from afar, and I want to give Kim Stuchinski turned me on 20 whatever years ago.
I love Kimmy, man.
Kimmy
guys,
Stu.
man.
Yeah, me and Kimmy go back to preschool, dude.
Yeah.
We were like 4 or 5 years old.
And she always talked about it was so funny. She'd go, "My friend Howie." I didn't know who he was. My friend Howie. That's how she refers to you.
She's great. She texted me a few weeks ago. We were just kind of talking. It was cool.
She's amazing.
She's great, man.
Yeah, she's a huge fan too, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, listen, continued success, man.
Thank you, man.
Matt, we got to do that's the facts, Matt.
I think. What time are we at here, man?
We're way late.
What
We're
are we
gonna
doing?
blow it off today.
We're gonna blow it off.
All right, nothing big happened. The Pope's American. Howie's on tour this summer, and Matt looks incredible today. Everybody, thank you so much. Yeah. Howie, check what's the official website?
Just ballyhoorocks.com.
And real quick, the new album. Tell people about the new album real quick.
Our record Shell Shock is out. It came out, did great. Had 100,000 streams on the first day, dude. It was incredible.
That's amazing.
Awesome, man.
We were blown away, man. So it's still rolling. So, and then we got a new single coming out in 2 weeks called Swim. Just trying to keep rolling out and making more music, and
cool.
Hope you like it.
Howie, thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
I'll tell you what,
awesome, man.
It's I've known you guys for a long fucking time.
I know, dude.
It's cool to be doing this, and
it's really cool for you to do this for us, man.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Funny story, real quick. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Years ago, he was DJing in Aberdeen.
Yeah.
At the Diamond Club. And
oh yeah.
The Diamond Club.
Yeah.
I did comedy there.
Did you really?
Oh my.
Yeah.
This is like 2003 or something.
Yeah.
And I was in a fight or something with my girlfriend at the time, and I knew he was going to be there, and I went, and her and her friends would always go there, and I was coming to hang out with you for a little bit, and then she walked in, and Matt let me hide in the DJ booth until she was gone.
Yeah.
That's the brotherhood right there,
dude.
man.
He was like, "Yeah, just get down over here. You're good." You're good.
That was a crazy place, man. I loved my time there,
was.
but I got lots of Diamond Club stories, man.
Bro,
oh my God.
So many iterations. That was Billy's back in the 80s. My parents went to Billy's, and then changed it in the 90s.
How long were you home for till you go back out?
Just for another couple weeks.
I'd love to have you come back down into the studio.
Yes, you got to come into the studio, man. That would be amazing.
Much more controlled, and everything works.
Oh, this is punk rock. This is great. This is guerrilla radio right here.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Howie, thank you, Matt. Great show, buddy.
Yeah, man.
We will see everybody back Monday. We are getting into the new comedy club announcement Monday. Let's not forget that.
Love it.
We'll talk about that. Everybody, thank you. I'm going to get real close to you because I got to turn this off.
Yeah, we'll see you on Monday.
Thanks, everybody. See you soon.